Hi everybody. So my name's Alison. I'm a Digital Innovation Editor with Trinity Mirror Regionals. I've worked in the regional press all my life, and since about 2008 I've specialised in digital journalism. So as you probably know today, Trinity Mirror has bought Local World, which means that I get to swap the company car for a company wormhole so I can get around everywhere and see them. But it's a very exciting time for us. We're getting a load of new colleagues, new people to work with, new newsrooms to experiment in, and that's part of my job. I am tasked with new ways of changing newsroom culture, new ways of interacting with audiences, and also using digital tools. So this is a really short kind of roundup of some of the digital tools side of things that my team's working on at the moment. The slides are interactive. I probably won't play anything for time. I'm sure that they will be available somewhere. They'll certainly be on my blog, which is alisongao.com, later if anybody wants to click through on things. So, a quick kind of roundup of why audience engagement is important to us. There's like hard paywalls or there's audience engagement, really. Those seem to be the two ways that media companies go. Ours is build an audience, understand the audience, monetize the audience. We are very much in Trinity Mirror Regionals about local brands. Most of our brands are well over 100 years old, have been competing in the digital sphere since probably about 2002, 2003, and this ramped up from about 2007 onwards. So the reason it's important to us, we have to be unique, we have to be a unique local voice, but we also need to understand that kind of we have finite audience, finite newsroom staff and resources as well. So one of the things that is a challenge for me, for example, is I have access to perhaps one developer to do some of the things that I do. We have a large product team, but they're working on our CMS redevelopments and redesigning our apps and things. They don't necessarily want to build some augmented reality stuff for me, and they don't have time. So it's really about kind of trying things out. So long as we keep those three need states at the forefront of what we do, we don't go far wrong. So some of the things that we do around live and interactive is really important to us. This is an area that we're moving into more and more. So Hangouts on Air, for example, on Google, where we can do live panel debates. We do a lot around live streaming, Periscope, discussions with football fans before, during and after football matches is kind of a key thread, particularly in our Midlands newsrooms, where Aston Villa fans have a lot to say at the moment, I would say. Interactive panoramas, like I say, those links are clickable, but I won't show. But essentially, they are adding layers of information into photographs. And we do a lot around mapping. We know that more and more our audiences, they might be local, but they want that extra context. And if there's been something like in this example, this is shootings in Manchester, and they want to be able to place things. They might kind of vaguely know an area, but they don't know exactly where the street that something happened is. So being able to take them on a kind of interactive tour of that kind of thing is really important. Immersive storytelling for us is something that we've been doing for a few years now, and that doesn't mean, as I said, long form does not mean all the words for us. Long form can actually be, say, 400, 500 words, but plenty of content within it that keeps people on there. What we're looking for is to give audiences a really immersive, engaging experience. So, for example, this one, Stephen Gerrard wrote to Liverpool Echo to speak directly to the fans, and he only wrote 300 words. But as you can see from that, on the morning it went up, people were reading it, actively reading it for 5 minutes. They were on that page for 5.25 minutes, and they were sharing it massively on social, and we got a lot of uniques, a lot of page views in a very short space of time. So for us, interactive and immersive content is a way that we're only going to be doing more of. Experimental stuff that we're doing, conversations with postboxes. So we have a postbox in Manchester that's very famous because it survived the Arndale bombing. It was one of the only things that were left standing in the city centre, and it's much loved. So we've built a conversation engine with it, so you can talk to the postbox. And it was just to see how far we could push this. And at the moment, he'll tell you kind of what the weather is, or maybe a bit about the history of the area, give you some photos, all powered by the MEN News, Manchester Evening News website. Where we're moving to is that he will become a kind of recommendation engine for what to do. So eventually he will be telling people where to go and eat, and we'll be putting deals into that, and that will become commercialised as well. And then on the other side, very quickly, this is an interactive paper, which, with that little black box there, which is called an Echo, because it was done with the Liverpool Echo. If you press the footballs on there, you get James Pearce talking about Steven Gerrard's greatest footballing moments. That was to see if we can do it. Where we'd like to take it is to make a wall chart, for example, of fixtures, interactive, so that people can actually download audio match reports as they happen. Quickly, wearables and tangibles is an area that we're moving into. I know people are terribly jaded about Google Glass, but our audiences really like it. They like that audience point of view. It removes the journalistic filter. And the guy who we interviewed there, who had gone nuts on an EasyJet plane and it had to land at Manchester, he came out of court, spoke to the journalist far more, I think, emotionally, and that is a playable video, and movingly than he would have done if the reporter had been stood there with a camera phone. It removed that barrier. The Internet of Things, we're doing around kind of making reporters aware of audiences who are out there. So that's the liver bird's legs, actually, and again, that's a playable video. But it basically is linked to our Chartbeat Analytics API, so people can see if Liverpool's story's doing well, liver bird's red. If Everton's doing well, liver bird's blue. And it just reminds reporters that they're writing for real people. This is a game, and again, this is an interactive slide, but essentially it's something that we built so people could pick the team, tweet the team with a picture, and then challenge other people to do it. It's massively popular. People really love it. That whole kind of be the fan and be a part of it. We collect the data, and at the end of it, we kind of hope that we will be able to get a team of the season that's been built by the fans. Buy, keep or sell, again, is very, very, very popular. Visual storytelling is huge for us. We work a lot with drones. I've resisted buying a drone because A, they're really expensive, and B, you have to have so many licenses with them. So we work with partners on that, and partnership working is something I do a lot of. This is an augmented reality video. You can tour a festival site in Manchester. You can zoom in. It'll tell you a bit about what's there and what time people are on. And this is where we're going in the next 6 months. So immersive, still really important. We're going to be doing more interactive, more live, looking at video, really seriously getting to grips with that. And then around our skills, we think social media, ethics verification is going to become more and more important, making sure that we are a part of the audience and not just taking from them, and that we conduct ourselves ethically. Mobile journalism, it's where we're kind of moving more and more towards now. You'll never see one of those big cameras in our newsrooms. It's smartphone all the way. And coding as well, which is a real kind of, do they need it, do they don't? No, they don't. We think they need enough to articulate what they need. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want to eat into anybody else's time, but thank you very much.